We kick off our training camp coverage, brought to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com, with our coach, Dave Wannstedt. Dave, Caleb's expectations for his preseason game. How many snaps are you going to give him? What would Dave Wannstedt do finally getting to see Caleb on the field? You're already thinking about it right now. What do you say?
I'll tell you, Carm, I would give him I'd give him 20 snaps. That's about a quarter. I think that's, they'll probably play him less than that, but I think he could use 20 snaps from scrimmage. And you know that you throw in a couple of screens, you throw in, 6 or 8 runs. He's got to get, I think he's got to get a half a dozen passes to start building a little bit of confidence and getting ready to come out of the chute, ready to go for that opener.
I'm thinking first play flea flicker, Dave. Let's go. I mean, I know it's the preseason. You don't want to, let's let him out there. Let's let him do some stuff. Let's see what he's got here, Dave. What do you think?
Well, I don't know about the flea flicker. I kind of like something high percentage throw to DJ Moore. I do like that. Get the ball out of his hand quick, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing in a game like this is obviously trying to build some confidence, and then put another level on it next week, and then go after that the following week. So. And I'll tell you what, Buffalo it's a great place to play. I don't care. One thing about Buffalo Bills fans, they are as good as any fans in the NFL. We know all the reputation, the tailgate and everything, but they're going to have a full house in there or close to it. So it's going to be a situation where, you always talk about you want your guy playing, in an environment where the noise is going to be a factor in the crowd and so forth. Well, he's going to get that in Buffalo against a, really good football team. The good news is that Buffalo is going to be pretty basic on defense, from what I'm told, and that'll be good. Caleb should have a real good idea of what Buffalo's doing. I would expect him to play good. And if he throws an incomplete pass or the ball comes out late or something happens, I want to see how he reacts the next play. Because that's important here, too. Everything's not going to be perfect. We know that. So even in the preseason game, throw an incomplete pass gets batted down, you get sacked, something like that happens. Okay, now, let's go. We got to re-huddle. You're the leader of this offense. How are you going to respond?
So the whole offseason, Dave, they tried to make this a soft landing spot for Caleb here, adding Keenan, drafting Rome. But I'm going to the center position. Coleman Shelton's going to be snapping for him. Nate Davis has been injured. Ryan Bates shifting over to right guard. At what point for you would you have to say, this is our center, this is our guard, we got to know what we're dealing with here going into week 1?
I'd do it right now. Why wait? I mean, when I was up there at camp, they were alternating between Shelton and Bates back and forth. I think they have confidence in both guys, that they could come in and from the center position be an upgrade over where we were a year ago. I believe that to be true. And now they're kind of back in their same comfort zone. Shelton was the center. He's played center, obviously, for the Rams and that his whole career. And Bates played a little bit more guard than what he did at center, actually at Buffalo. And, Nate Davis and even Tevin Jenkins, I love the guy physically, but God, these guys that are banged up and you can't depend on them, that's not good for continuity with your offense. That's not good with continuity with your offensive line. And when you have those things where there's some uncertainty, who it affects? Your quarterback. And we got to make sure that we protect him the best that we possibly can.
Well, and he's had some great moments at camp, Dave. He's also thrown a bunch of interceptions. And the Bears' offense overall has just had a ton of false starts. I've been seeing it every single day. Would you be worried about, between interceptions, false starts, what concerns you more?
Interceptions. Although, when I worked for Coach Don Shula for 7 weeks before we went to the Cowboys, and he used to make a point saying there's no such thing as a small penalty. So, that 5 yards off sides, that changes everything from a play calling standpoint. They're both critical mistakes, and the Bears are going to be a good football team. They'll be an improved football team, but they're not good enough to throw an interception or jump off sides and think that they can automatically overcome that. That's not going to happen. So, the biggest thing coming into the season that Caleb, in my opinion, needs to change from what he did at USC is he needs to take what the defense gets him and get the ball out quick. Don't worry about taking the big shot down the field. That's where your interceptions are going to come. Every offensive play they have, Carm, there's a check down built in, whether it's the tight end, Keenan Allen coming underneath shallow, whatever it might be. If you don't like it, throw the check down and let's re-huddle and go for another down.
Thursday's practice was a ton of check down work. All right, I want to flip over to the defense here because everyone thinks, look, if Caleb's great, the Bears, in my mind, are going to be a playoff team. But if they're not, or if it takes a minute for him to get off the ground, it's going to be the defense. No Montez Sweat, no Kyler Gordon, no Jaquan Brisker. They're all missing camp here. Tyreek Stevenson. At what point are you worried about the defense missing all these guys, Dave?
I'm worried about all the guys missing the guys. I mean, we're not out there doing 100-play scrimmages. I mean, it's a little bit of a concern at this point that these guys, we have so many guys banged up. It truly is, for me at least. And obviously every situation is a little bit different. But the whole thing, Carm, that you got to get out of training camp. And this is with a unit, but more importantly with individuals. You got to look at every player, starting with Montez Sweat, and you got to say to yourself, is he performing right now at the same level, the highest level that he is capable of performing? And that's what training camp is. I don't care how much experience you got. I don't care how many Pro Bowls you went to. Every year you have to get yourself back to that level, or you're cheating yourself, you're cheating the team. So where these guys are at, I don't know. And the defense has a reputation, but trust me, they got to get out there as a unit, and they got to be playing at a high level as a unit in the preseason a little bit before they go into the regular season. Boy, I never liked going into the regular season saying, he'll be okay. He'll be okay when the lights come on. That catches up with you, trust me. And it's the same thing with units. Oh, I know our offense hasn't been very good, and we've jumped off sides, and we've thrown interceptions, but we'll be okay when we play Tennessee, or we'll be okay when we play whoever. Houston. No. The things that haunt you in training camp, they come back in the regular season, and they get you.
It makes sense. I got 10 seconds, Dave. How many snaps in your mind should Caleb get on Saturday, tomorrow?
I would go 3 series with him, and I would say that he's got to get 15 to 20 plays. That's what I would do.
Yeah, makes sense. Coach, great to see you.
Okay, Carm.